All right, I've tried to record this video too many times. I tried doing audio only. I tried reading from a script. It's not working. So I'm just going to, from the cuff, talk to you about this idea that's in my head. Ready? Life is a simple equation. I used to hate math, All through school, it was my worst enemy. I didn't want to touch it. I was okay at it. And I was like, this is pointless. When will I ever need to solve for X or Y? This is pointless. These variables, these functions, all useless to me. Then I graduated college. I was out of school. Now I'm faced with the harsh reality of life in 2025 as someone in the early 20s. Absolute cheeks. We're not going to talk about that right now. What we're going to talk about is how useful math is and how much I realized you can apply it every day to everything you do, right? Because at the end of the day, right, what is math good at? Solving problems. Duh. You think I would have realized that sooner, but I didn't until recently. It's really good at solving problems. And what is life? Life is nothing more than a series of problems and obstacles. That's all it is. Simple, right? So you got something that's good at solving problems, and you got something that everyone has to go through, which is just a series of problems. So how can I apply this, right? Well, again, let's just break it down. If we break down any problem enough, it just becomes a set of variables, right? A set of things that equal a certain thing, right? So 1 plus 1 equals 2. Revolutionary, I know. But instead, let's make it X plus Y equals Z. Okay? What does this mean? Well, we can make these variables whatever. We can make the Z whatever we want. Say that's your goal. Say Z is your goal, right? You just need to figure out what equals Z. What's X? What's Y? What do those things equal? They equal Z, my goal. Perfect, let's break it down. Say you want to be healthy, right? You want to be healthy and you don't know how. You're like, I don't know how to get healthy. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Let's just play with probability, right? Let's just statistically make yourself probably healthy, right? So let's say getting healthy is your Z. So what do healthy people do? What's the X plus the Y, right? Healthy people, okay, well, let's just say healthy people move their body in some capacity, in some form of training 2 to 3 times a week, or 2 to 5 times a week, right? Okay, so that's your X. Moving 2 to 5 times a week. Okay. Now, what's your Y? What else do healthy people do? They eat healthy, right? They eat whole foods. They watch their calories. They eat mostly protein. That's your Y. So moving 2 to 5 times a week, X, plus eating healthy, Y equals Z. You're healthy. Whoa, that's so simple, right? Is that easy? No, it's not easy, but it is simple. Simplicity doesn't necessarily mean ease. It just means it's easy to understand, easy to shoot for, right? You're shooting for these small little variables, these goals, make the bigger goal seem less daunting, right? Just every day, just 2 to 3 times a week, I just need to go to the gym and eat healthy. Those equal being healthy. So this framework can work on anything. X plus Y equals Z. Just got to figure out what your Z is, then you got to figure out what that equals. Or what equals that? The other side of the equation, what's the X plus the Y? So let's just, another example. Let's say you want to be a millionaire, right? You want to be a millionaire so bad. Well, got bad news for you. You have no money, don't have any education, you're in debt, and you don't know how money works. Damn, you're pretty far away from becoming a millionaire, right? Really far away. Well, how far away are you? Okay, let's break down, so we got the Z being a millionaire. Let's break down the X and the Y. All right, what do millionaires do? Let's just say, for the purposes of the video, statistically, millionaires wake up early. They know how money works. They sell something or own a business of some kind. They're physically healthy, and yeah, let's just say those are the 4 things. Okay, so these obviously aren't the entire equation. Like there's no way those 4 things will make you a millionaire, right? Well, but each of those things will statistically make you much more like a millionaire than the average person that does none of those things. So every time you roll the dice of the day, right, of probability, it's like, this guy's definitely not a millionaire because he doesn't do any of these things. Well, what if you started doing X plus Y plus B plus A? All of a sudden, you're waking up early, you start a business, you're physically healthy, and you start learning out how money works. How long before you keep doing those 4 things before you become a millionaire? I don't know. But eventually, probably, statistically, you're going to be so much closer to being a millionaire and much more like a millionaire than somebody who doesn't do any of those things. If you act like a millionaire and do the things a millionaire does, eventually, what's going to happen? You're just going to be a millionaire. Just like if you start doing healthy things, right? If you start, eating healthy and moving twice a week, yeah, you're not healthy, but you're acting like a healthy person. What's going to happen if you just, over a period of time that you do that? You're going to be healthy, right? So what I'm saying, I guess, is this is a framework to break down any problem. Your relationships, career goals, health goals, money, financial goals, marriage, like anything. Just break it down, man. What does a good marriage equal? What does a successful person look like in your eyes? What are those things? What do they do, right? And this applies to things that take away from your life too. There's subtraction in equations as well, There's tons of things, right? So say, for example, you go back to the health example, you want to be healthy, right? You still want to be healthy. And you've been going to the gym 2 to 5 times a week and you've been eating healthy. Why am I not? And I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm not healthy yet. What's going on? Okay. Well, let's look at, usually if in math, if something's off with your equation, you're not getting what you expect. There's something in the equation you're not accounting for, right? So our X plus Y equals Z isn't actually adding up. So what's in the equation? Let's look at your life, right? So you're doing those things, you're doing X plus Y, but are you staying up till 3 a.m. playing video games and you're exhausted and not getting good rest? Okay, you are doing that. All right, and then you're also having, 2 cheat meals and some beers, a couple times a week. It's like, all of a sudden your neat little X plus Y is actually X minus A plus Y minus B equals you. Yes, you as in you currently who you are right now, the person you're not wanting to be. So have some accountability, right? This framework of thinking, this equation of life, right, helps you to think about problems not emotionally, but logically. It's like, yeah, logically, statistically, you're not healthy because just the math isn't adding up, right? It's simple. It's simple. Is it easy? No, but it's simple. If you simply follow X plus Y, you've got it. Obviously, there's hidden variables in everyone's life. You're in debt. You don't got time. You're working 2 jobs, whatever. Right? But if you want a goal bad enough, just gotta start stacking the odds in your favor, right? Just start acting like a millionaire. Start doing things a millionaire would do. Eventually, you're gonna roll that dice, and you're gonna become a millionaire one day. Just how it works, right? Just how it works. And obviously, on this journey of life, there's much more complex things that approach, and you can't account for everything. And that's part of life. But again, you go back to the basics. What are the basic fundamental things? Break it down to the fundamental thing that makes your goal, makes the person you want to be, right? You just got to start doing it. Start doing the X, start doing the Y. Eventually, you'll have A and B too, and then you'll have your Z. It's simple math, man. It's not easy, but if you consistently over time do it, you will be successful in your goal. You got to keep going, man. You got to keep going. You got to try. You got to shoot. That's why I'm shooting this video right now, because I figured out the equation of what my success looks like. And it's not what I'm doing, right? The equation of my life is equaling me, is equaling you, right? I need to equal Z. So I need to start changing some variables. I need to start doing the little things, the basics, the things when nobody's looking. That will make all the difference. So that is this simple equation of life. Just break it down, man. Break it down to simplicity. Simplicity always wins. If it's simple, it's repeatable, it's scalable, and it's doable. You can do something simple. It's simple. Wake up early, right? That's hard, but it is simple. It's as simple as you get. If you knew that was success, if you knew getting up early was the only thing you had to do to change your equation for the better, why wouldn't you do that one simple thing? Then you do the next and the next. Eventually, you're really good at doing simple things. But altogether, compounded over time, you will find success. You'll find your Z. So that is the simple equation of life. X plus Y equals Z. Find your Z. I'm starting this YouTube channel. From the Marble is my current working name. I'm going to be posting hopefully twice a week. Plan to have one kind of structured video like this. Hopefully, maybe it'll get more structured. Maybe I'll keep them like this. Then I'm going to have one kind of vlog-ish style video. I'm not sure on schedule yet, but I guarantee if you subscribe, you will find success. Join me on this journey. We'll figure it out together. Peace.